Keel is outside.
Hi, guys.
I wanted to go outside too, but my computer battery will die, and this is the only one I can do Zoom on. So I can't go outside.
I was going to do outside, but last week I did it outside and I was melting. Like I looked like I was going through the changes of life as I was like talking. And then the more alcohol I drank, the more flushed I got. So I was just like this big sweaty mess. So I was like, let's do it inside with the AC today.
I have the door open. It's just my Chromebook, my personal laptop, the microphone blew out. Remember, Ariana, when we tried to have a board meeting and my microphone was all blown out?
Oh, no.
So I have this HCC one, but if I unplug it, the battery will die, like in 10 minutes.
That's how our Mac is. Does everybody got a cocktail? What you got, Elizabeth? What did you have? What'd you make?
I made myself a beer mosa, trying to keep the vitamin C levels up this climate.
Ooh. And Ari, what are you drinking? Bubbly?
Ariana, your microphone's
on. Lipstick is perfect. We can probably read them, but you're on mute.
I'm unmuting you if I can.
I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm back. Laura, thank you so much. Hi,
everybody. You're welcome. Yay. Yeah. Jen, what are you drinking?
Yay, this is so exciting.
I have a sparkling water with cranberry.
Ooh, I like that. I like it.
Oh, very nice. It looks like a cocktail.
It does. I put a lime on it so I would look more fun.
Yay.
It's like deceptively pretty outside.
Oh, it really is, isn't it? And then you go out for a walk and then you sweat your balls off.
Yeah.
Or your vagina, whichever one.
I know. I went on one yesterday. I've been trying to do it like every day or every other.
Izzy requires to go out. She will go and scream by the door if we don't let her out at least 3 times a day. She's like Molly. She's got to go out 3 times a day. The only thing is if she doesn't poop in the yard, she has a pamper. I think we're just waiting for Patricia. So while we do that, Christy, do you have your cocktail? What are you drinking?
Yes, I have a gin and tonic.
Woo! Let's see your pretty cup.
Isn't this cute?
Oh, it says Christy's name on it.
This is actually from Patricia's bachelorette weekend.
Still have mine too.
Right. I love it.
I still have mine. It's pretty awesome.
I use it all the time.
I brought popcorn. I can't share.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Ooh, very nice.
My favorite snack.
Steve's getting Mexican food for us.
Oh,
yay!
It's so hot. Chili and
we
lime.
haven't had food that we haven't cooked ourselves in like I don't know what date it is. It's like
that's the best.
March 80th.
It did feel like March went on just as long as January did, right? It was like, is March ever going to end?
Well, it's May
I think
tomorrow.
March is still happening.
That's right, Keel. It is May tomorrow. So April just flew by. It was like a blink.
We skipped it. We just skipped it.
We went to sleep and we woke up and it was May.
I haven't seen it. I feel like Elizabeth, I mean, I haven't
Although,
seen you,
should
but
you
like,
be
it's
waving
nice
with your
to
other
see you.
hand?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Let's see it.
Yep, flash that other hand. Pop it.
Yes.
Oh, no, okay. Let me go get my ring. It's kind of broke. It like the end broke, but let me go. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get it.
Oh, no.
It's easily fixable.
Oh, she's wearing her leggings too. Hold on, I've got mine on. Hold on.
Yay.
Whoa.
I have leopard on.
Am I LuLaRoe?
Woo!
I guess this means I need to buy leggings from you.
Oh, yeah, your skirt and your top. I love it.
I love it, Jen. It looks too cute. Oh, you see? Look, these are my favorite ones. Those.
These were the first ones I ever got from Christy.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God, you guys are making me feel
okay.
so
Yeah,
pick out a pair.
Pick
out a pair. I'll send them to you. Oh, let's see. Oh, gorgeous. I love it.
It was his grandmother's, but it's so delicate that we have to get this fixed. So I've been too afraid to wear it, but
oh, no. Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. It's fixable. It was bound. I mean, it's been so worn. So yeah. Yeah, but it's good.
nice. It's
good.
because she
Ooh.
wore
Exciting.
it and loved it. So, that's good.
I love it. Oh, so pretty. So
Thank
what we're gonna
you.
do today is we're just gonna kind of talk and chat, check in with each other. I do want to talk about Mildred's just a little bit so that the community can know a little bit about what's going on, the changes in the season, your capital campaign. We want to share that link as well. And then we'll get to like the fun stuff of just like chatting and figuring out what everybody's eating and like all that other good stuff. I mean, I cannot stop eating.
Yeah, I need to step away from the snacks.
I can't. I've got it with me all the time. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. The idea behind this is just simply just getting to
Thank
know you
you.
guys a little bit
Yeah, thank you
better.
for having us.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. Just really getting the community to know you guys and rally behind you and keep up with you guys. And or you gals, not guys, you gals. As much as possible. So if we can, let's do a little like roll call and go around and kind of introduce ourselves for those viewers that don't know you guys as much as like I do. And I don't even really know some of like your backgrounds as much as as the way, you guys know each other. So if you want to do like a little intro about like maybe where you got started, are you from Houston? When did you get, join Mildred's Umbrella? What's your role with Mildred's? And let's start with Jen first. Is that okay, Jen?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I started Mildred's in 2001
Whoa.
with a playwright talked me into it. I was just an actor and I was fine with that. And this playwright that I know, John Harvey, not the one that everyone knows that's in the community now. He's a sound designer and director, but there's another John Harvey that's now moved to Europe, and he had a play and he wanted to produce it, and he knew I was acting in a play because I'd given him a flyer. I was in his creative writing workshop, and he was like, so other people that might join us to produce my play, will you do that? And I was like, sure. I've been in a lot of plays. How hard could it be? And then after it was really stressful because I didn't know what I was doing at all. And afterwards I said, I'm never doing that again. And that was 2001. And now
what was the first play, Jen?
It was called Kama Sutra. And it was a play about an affair. And it was like a sort of like experimental, the structure, and we had a live guitarist, and I directed it. I had never directed a play. I kind of got a little bit reamed out in the review because the blocking was a little weird. It was my first try, and I also didn't know I was going to be directing it or producing it myself. That's how it happened. So anyway, I got better. And
yeah.
20 years later, I'm still doing it. So yeah.
Yay. We're so glad that you are, Jen. We really are. Let's go with Ari. You want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I was born and raised in Houston, and then I went to SFA for college. I actually only have a minor in theater. I wasn't a theater major. I was radio TV, which is kind of the same thing. And then when I came back in 2009, I just started auditioning. And then I got involved with Mildred's because I went through just a list of theaters in town. I saw Mildred's and I emailed Jen directly, and she's the only one who got back. And I remember she was like, I'm assuming you're an actor. I'll put you on our call list. And I was like, okay. And then I auditioned for Jen a few times and met her. And then she gave me a shot with Dead Man's Cell Phone. I was a walk-on role. And then that led to Museum of Dysfunction, which led to Carnivore Around the Central Figure. I've been in the company since 2013, and I've been secretary of the board since last year, I think.
Yay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love
Wonderful.
it. It's a blast. It's a great company. Yeah.
Definitely is. And Christy, how did you get started with Mildred's, or what was like your origins into theater and then with Mildred's?
I didn't start acting until high school, senior year, and just thought it was really fun. I was also in band and choir, so it was a lot to handle fine arts wise. But then I started at HCC Southwest in Stafford over here and met John Corley, who became my mentor. He was my theater director there, and he turns out he was Jennifer Decker's teacher there as well a few years prior. And Jennifer and I both ended up at University of St. Thomas after that. So we met through the theater program there, and then she had already started Mildred's when we met, and she was having an open casting for Dracula in 2004, and I love Dracula, so I went out for Mina or Lucy, I didn't care which, and had to sing an a cappella because it's a musical version of Dracula. So I had to go in
And
and
Mac
sing
Wellman.
a cappella. And I went in and auditioned, and they gave me the part of Mina in 2004, and then I never left. So I've been around for 16 years.
Yay!
Yes.
Excellent. And Keel, can I call you Keel, or would you prefer me call you Elizabeth?
Keel's fine. I'll answer to it.
Yay! And Keel, tell us a little
so-
bit about your origin story into theater, and then how you got started with Mildred's.
Absolutely. I'm another native like Ariana, from Houston, woohoo. And I started with Mildred's as a fangirl, going to U of H and hearing about the shows and going to check it out. Because one thing Mildred's is great at is giving people a chance. I think I had a couple of friends like Bobby Hayworth. We were the same year of undergraduate, and he kept getting cast in Mildred shows because he's a wonderful actor.
Yes.
And so then I went from seeing plays at Mildred's to they took a chance on my brand new play, Notions of Right and Wrong, and put it on over at Barnevelder before it became the current Comedy Sports spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to do some acting with them. Jennifer and I were fellow bridesmaids and 5 women wearing the same dress.
Yay!
I've gotten to play a hitman in a couple of
That
the
was
Museum
so
of
good.
Dysfunctions. I got to destroy an office to this day. That's probably the acting I get most recognized for. Is like, didn't
That's my favorite part of yours.
Love that.
dismantle
play.
an office, and I'm like, yes, that was me.
I love it.
And then just this last season, they made me their resident playwright and literary manager. So now they're stuck with me for the next 20 years.
Yay! Excellent. That's all very, very. That's just exciting, and it's always good to know someone's origin story. Not just how you got started, but how you got started with the company that you feel so passionately about. Because it really does kind of like weave together what makes you guys so special and so unique in the community. If we can, let's talk a little bit about like we got a little bit of Mildred's origins with Jen's origins. We can totally just skip going through Mildred's history. If we want to focus on like what this season was like for you guys and some of the changes and effects of COVID, and what were y'all working on? What's coming up for you guys? What does the next couple of months look like? Just to kind of give our audience a little idea of how the current climate affected you guys.
We had a lot going on in May and June. Well, May and the summer. We had the FemFest Voices of Asia, which was a reading series with the Asia Society. That was supposed to happen May 15th live. That, because it was a reading series, we're trying to get it recorded on Zoom. Like,
Yay.
it's challenging. It's weird. It's really weird to rehearse that way, and it's weird to be like working on a project with people you've never been in the same room with. I've been in the same room with all of them, the ones I'm directing, but some of the other people have never met each other. So that we're hoping that those 3 plays from that series are going to be on the Asia Society's website by the end of the month. We're hoping that we'll be able to get it watchable and send it out. Elizabeth's play, which Patricia was already also in, that one, Tooth and Tail, was going to open at the end of May, but we knew we had to move it because there's no way we can have rehearsals in person.
Exactly.
So hopefully we're going to be doing that in September, unless this is still impossible.
Yeah.
And then Museum of Dysfunction was in, it was going to be in early August. We were renting because we're homeless right now, which is good in a way because we don't have the overhead.
Exactly.
That would be a real problem at the moment. But we were renting Company on Stage's space to use for that, but they had to take their slot back because they need it for their own show now. because they had to cancel a lot of stuff. So so that's on hold. And so we're not, I've been talking to the JCC. We were supposed to be doing one of the plays we did in the FemFest readings, talking about doing a collaboration in January. So I talked to them today. Hopefully we're still going to be doing that, but everything else is just in limbo right now, as Christy and Ariana know, because we had a board meeting and we talked about it. So
exactly. So are you guys in the works to plan next season, or are you just kind of just trying to find a place for the things that you had to move around for this season?
Honestly, I think that we're more in just wait and see mode.
Yeah, I think that's we kind of have to. We don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't want to plan. Like, it was really hard having to move tooth and tail. We raised money and paid everybody a little stipend. Some people didn't take it. They said put it back in the pool for the people who are out of work right now. Yeah. So we divided it up, the money that we raised among the artists, so that we didn't have to take it from our show budget. We could still do that later, because that's really small. We're tiny. We have a teeny tiny little budget. And so we did that to try to like help compensate for having to move the show, because I know that so many of the actors are out of work at the moment. Some of them are also either in retail or waiters, and they haven't been able to do anything. Exactly. Those of us who are also teachers are fine. We're able to like pay our bills still, but those of the ones of us that lost all their work, I wanted to give them something. Of course. At the same time, we don't want to do anything unsafe for our patrons or the people involved in the show. Exactly. So yeah, so we did that, and I just don't want to have to line people up for something and then move it or cancel it again. That's totally because we're probably going to lose some of that cast. Of course. We'll have to like regroup. So exactly. No, that's a great plan. Before we move on into your capital campaign, let's say hi to Patricia. Hi,
Patricia. Hey, sorry I'm late.
No, not at all. Do you have a cocktail?
I have a beer.
Yes.
Cheers. Platypus. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Patricia, before you got here, everybody kind of did a little intro of themselves, like a little origin story about how they got into theater and how they got started with Mildred's. Do you mind doing a little bit of that?
Okay, yeah. I got into theater when I was a kid. Loved it and wanted to be an actor since I was a little girl. Yeah, I don't know, what else do I say?
How'd you get
so you went to school for acting. You got a degree in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I got a degree in it. Went to school in Santa Fe.
Are you a native Houstonian?
I am. Yeah. Went to Cy Falls High School. Yeah.
Yay, excellent. And so you moved back after Santa Fe and you just decided to start acting?
Yeah, so I didn't know where to go. A lot of my friends were going in New York or Chicago, LA, and I was just like, I don't know. And I knew, having done some research, that Houston had a really good like a scene, and I was like, okay, well, let me go back to my hometown. There's a support system there, and get some stuff on my resume, and some real experience before I decide if I want to go anywhere else. And immediately I did the co-ops. I think they were called the Unified auditions at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
They were called the co-op.
Right. Yeah. And I was very grateful to start working right away. I was doing children's theater with Interactive, and then I got cast at Stages to do Blood Wedding, and then shortly after that, met Jennifer and started working with Mildred's Umbrella.
Yay!
At the same time as Christy. You were in the same show as Christy.
So it was together. Dracula the musical.
Yeah, it was Mac Wellman's Dracula, which a few years ago in 2015 we brought it back, and Christy and Patricia were Lucy and Mina again. The first time Doug directed it, and he was also Dracula, and I was a vampirette The second time, Ariana was a vampirette. I was the
That was fun.
director, and Philip Hayes was Dracula, and that's about when they started. Patricia started dating him, and now they're married.
Yay!
You put a ring on it.
And Christy and Blake.
Oh, yeah.
were
Oh
in
my
that show,
gosh,
yeah.
love connections all over the place.
Wow, I
That
had
was a
no
Love Connection
idea.
show. That's when that was at the time I started dating my husband too. He wasn't in the show.
Yeah.
What was in
It
the
was around the
water
same
or the
time.
blood? My
Yeah,
God.
what was in the
That's
blood?
right, Steve.
It was in the stage
Great.
blood. That Benai
You know,
magic.
we were all
There's a
over it.
cocktail. Woo!
Excellent. Thank you so much, Patricia. Thank you. And thank you for being with us
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. Let's talk a little bit about, I know you guys were running a small capital campaign just to get a little ahead of some of the costs and effects of COVID. I saw that you met your goal, right? But you are still taking donations. So
Oh,
just
yeah.
because you met your goal, that doesn't mean donations stop, right?
We're always taking donations. Our budget is like probably a fifth to a tenth of what you might think it is compared to people that you think are the same as us. Like when you watch our, I'm not going to call out names. Like it's just that we don't have benefactors like we should. We really should. But like, I mean, it would have meant that we got a board member that was fancy or whatever. We just never did. Running the company and producing all the art, never had time for that. And I never had anyone to do it. So basically, the money that we raised was to pay the actors a little bit so that they had a little money from us.
Yeah.
The show. And then I kind of like all of us just kind of dropped the pushing of it because I feel like I don't want to ask people for money right now unnecessarily. If they have it, they should totally give it to us.
Yeah,
Of
adopt
course.
us. We're fun.
Agreed.
Yeah.
If they have it, definitely even just setting up like a monthly donation to you guys, instead of going to Starbucks coffee, sending, anywhere from 5 to 25 to more a month to you guys, just to kind of keep you guys afloat and, helping to create whatever art comes next as well. We know that when things do start to open up, we're going to need a little budget in place for all of the theaters to start getting to work again. So yeah, no. So if you're watching this and if you're watching the recording later on and you've got a little bit of dough, please consider making the donation to Mildred's Umbrella, because these are the fabulous female artists that you get to support, and as well as a lot of other fabulous artists that Jennifer and team promote and bring on to work, which is really, really wonderful and exciting. So we've talked business, we've chatted it up about business. Let's move on to some more like some chatty cocktail bar banter.
Shoulder action.
Woo! So like we just got off of our show and we're just gonna go and kind of shoot the shit for a little while at the bar. Sorry, I do curse a lot. I am afraid that one day Izzy is just going to start blurting all of it out. But I read an article that cursing was a sign of intelligence, so I am just all for it. So the moment she says shoot the shit, I mean, yay, right? So tell me, like, what has isolation been like for you guys? Are you more of an extrovert? Is this harder for you, or are you an introvert and you're totally like loving it? We don't have to talk in order. You just guys.
I've been talking a lot, so someone else should talk.
I have 7 minutes till I have to go, so I'll talk real quick.
Yes.
I think this has made me realize how much of an introvert I am, because I'm totally fine. And it has me going, is something wrong with me? Like, am I supposed to be wanting to go out and, hang out? And I miss my friends, obviously. I miss my family a lot. We're really close. There's a local taqueria right up the street where like half my extended family, we all meet every weekend and have margaritas and catch up and just talk. And so we haven't been able to do that for 6 weeks. which has been hard. I miss them a lot, but we have a text thread and we talk every day. And then, Zoom chats like these with my girls are really helpful. I'm handling it a lot better than I thought I was going to, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Also, I work from home and I already did, so I was able to just kind of dive into work, which might become a workaholic problem if I don't get a break at some point. But it's paying off, and my business is actually thriving in quarantine, which is great.
Yay, that's excellent. Ari, what are you doing? What's isolation like for you?
At first I hated it. I really did. I've never been a fan of working from home ever. I'm the kind of person that likes to get up, get dressed, go somewhere. I don't like working out from home. Just none of it. So the first week was really bad. And most of March was pretty rough. And then I finally kind of hit a breaking point, and then it started to get better. So now I'm just in a routine. Like, I actually put clothes on every day. I don't do makeup every day, but for this. I've
Your
been
lipstick.
Yeah.
I've been
I put eyebrows
exercising.
on for you guys. So
Yeah, I like
Look
it.
good, girl.
Thanks.
I've been I have been exercising like almost every day, which has felt really good. I've just been trying to take care of myself as much as I can, and now I'm finally in a routine and just kind of enjoying the fact that I don't have to rush off and go anywhere or keep a crazy schedule. So now I'm settling into it, and it's actually been pretty nice, I will say.
Yeah,
April
excellent.
was much better than the month of March. So, and I talked to my family. I've had Zoom, and at first I was really like not into the Zoom call thing. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. That's weird. And then I did a couple, and I was like, okay, this is fine. So it's been a nice way to keep in touch with like my cousins, and I talk to my parents daily. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good. It has, I mean, now, not at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Trish, how about you? How are things going in isolation for you?
Up and down, like honestly, I was in the middle of rehearsal, and so having that, losing that, and I feel like, we were on a roll, and then losing that job, and then losing my part-time retail job was just weird and a bummer. And I'm definitely an introvert though, so being at home and being with Philip has been great. You know what I mean? Like that's been wonderful. And I'm definitely the type of person that has to have a routine and a schedule. And so we have, I mean, I get up at the same time, I work out consistently to just try to keep my mind just also not just my body, but my mind completely engaged as well. And I've really I've been keeping hours writing. I've been writing a lot. And it was something that I started about 6 months ago. And so now I actually have the time to really spend every day with it. So
Yay.
yeah.
So like a novel, short stories, a play. What are you writing?
I didn't know what it was going to be. I thought maybe a play, but it's definitely, I mean, the length of it now, I mean, it's definitely a novel. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. But I just keep hearing I just keep hearing that I've got to do it and I've got to see it through.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
That's
it's
exciting.
yeah, it is exciting.
That's awesome.
And Keel, what have you been doing? What's isolation like for you? Are you there, Keel?
I think
she froze. Are you there? All right, we're gonna go to Jen, and then we'll come back to Keel. Jen, what's isolation been like for you?
It's been fine. Like the first couple of weeks, I actually wrote an article in the Chronicle about it.
Oh yeah, good article.
Yeah,
because I was like not sad. I thought introverts were people that were shy. So I never thought I was an introvert because I'm fine with people. I'm not scared of anybody, and I'm okay with like being around people. But it turned out I like being alone too. And actually, I'm not alone. My husband is here, my stepson. And we've we've been doing pretty good, like cooking and like doing things together. Although like today I did have Cool Whip for lunch and I don't know what they did.
Girl. Oh my gosh.
I mean, best intentions at the beginning, but
like
Just
out
had
of the
Cool
bowl, Cool Whip, or like put it
it
on
was
strawberries.
frozen out of the tub.
I have not had
Dang.
Cool Whip, and I don't know. Oh, that sounds amazing though. Was it low
It was
fat?
great, but I feel kind of like a garbage can right now.
Oh,
I will
I
admit.
feel
Are you
that.
PMSing?
No.
I
It
love
just
you.
sounded like a good idea. It turns out it really wasn't so much, but at the time it was fun. And I've
That's so
also been
funny.
writing, blogging, and
Yay. Yeah.
and
Keeping
also
busy.
Laura?
teaching.
I have to hop out now. If
I
y'all are
know.
still talking in 30 minutes, I'll come back, okay?
Okay, I think
Bye.
we should be done, but just check in, okay?
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Mwah, love
Guys,
you.
If I can figure out how to leave. Okay, bye.
Yeah, there you go. And Keel, what have you been up to? What's going on with you during isolation?
Well, first of all, my Wi-Fi crapped out a little bit there. I don't know if I was left like frozen. in a
Don't-
fun
no,
position.
Mine
don't
does it all
worry.
the
It looks
time.
great.
It's ridiculous.
I think my Wi-Fi was just excited. Patricia's writing. It's like another writer. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm spending time with
Nice.
my lovely husband, and I'll be honest, it's actually nice to have him to myself so much because we're both kind of blowers and goers. So it's nice to visit. It's gross. I mean, we leave each other so much. It's I miss you. You've been teaching in the other room for 6 hours. Getting kind of pouty. So there's that. I've always been a bit of a self-starter, so I have lots of jobs to keep me entertained. So I just kind of oscillate between them and doing chores because somehow
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always cleaning because we're here all the time. Like
Yes.
there's more
dishes.
dust, there's more cat hair, there's more
Yes.
dishes. We're cooking,
Dishes.
so there's dishes. I hate dishes. But we shall overcome.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. So speaking of chores, and this isn't quite a segue, but like, what are you guys cooking? What are y'all eating while y'all are in isolation?
I made some killer enchiladas the other day. Yeah.
What was
I'm
your
not gonna lie,
filling?
They were really, really good.
What was the inside?
I'm kind of basic and I just did chicken. But then Michael, my fiance, had done some and he did steak. So that was really good. So we've been doing a lot of home cooked meals. I did like oat pancakes one day. One day I did non-dairy ice cream, which is passable, but it's not as good as the process.
There's Cool Whip out of the
Not
tub.
Cool Whip out of the
That
tub.
sounds good.
bad.
Should try it.
So yeah, and then I baked a chocolate cake with espresso icing for Easter, and I want to bake more. But the thing is, if I bake it, then it's there.
Yeah,
So
gotta eat
I
it.
was like,
If you bake it, you gotta eat it.
yeah, and I'm kind of like, so I think I'm gonna try like a half dozen cupcakes this week. That way it's not like I can knock it out like within a couple of days and it's
Yeah.
not just like, a cake will last. But
Yeah.
so yeah, and then we did some theme nights a couple of times. That was fun. We did like a sports bar. We did
I
a
saw
wine
that.
tasting.
Yeah.
I did a comedy club and I like just played like a sassy bartender and dressed like the girl from
Oh,
I dressed like Susie from Maisel and
Let me get this straight. Y'all are doing like role play dinners?
Yes. Have you seen her posts?
Role play dinners? That's so
No.
fun. No, I'm
Brunches
focused
and
on
happy
Yeah.
hours and
Okay,
yeah.
I gotta check this out.
so that's like what
amazing.
we've been doing we've been doing that just to kind of pass the time and yeah, it's been fun. I mean, Michael's
Yeah.
here, so that's good. We're having fun. We're on different
Tri-
schedules though, but it's
Yeah,
it's,
of course.
It's okay.
Work schedules.
Yeah.
Trish, what are you and Phil eating? What are y'all cooking?
Well, girl, I cook Cuban food. I made arroz con pollo last night, and picadillo, rice and beans, and like
yeah.
chicken, and then he'll make. He does a killer like spaghetti. And
Go,
then we've
Phil,
been
me too.
doing- Yeah, and we've been doing a lot of redfish. My dad had told me about Saltgrass Steakhouse over off of. They might all be doing it, but over off of Shepherd was like they were selling their stuff,
Mhm.
and so we were getting these gorgeous redfish for like $2.50.
What?
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's really good. They've got like some really good deals on their food. And so we've been cooking that, doing like redfish with sauteed kale and little new potatoes and stuff like that. So
Sounds
yeah,
delicious.
it's been good.
Gil, what are y'all
Great
cooking?
at home
What are you and Greg cooking?
and not.
Yeah. We take turns. We're good about that. My mom wouldn't let me move out until I knew how to cook at least 10, quote, man catching meals.
Ooh, that's a good rule.
And they worked. I caught one. But he's,
what's a man catching meal, if you don't
you
mind
know,
me
like
asking?
a hearty meal,
Oh,
like the entree, the side dishes, have it all come out at the same time, like cook a nice meal.
like steak and potatoes?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
that's an Elizabeth catching meal right there. Doing like red beans and rice and kind of like alternating. We're trying to do like a little bit more vegetarian, but you know, we're omnivores. We'll eat anything. So
Yeah, same here, same. And Jen, y'all aren't vegan, but y'all eat specifically.
Oh no, but I used to be a vegetarian, but
Okay.
yeah, that doesn't fly right now. My husband is really good at cooking.
Yeah.
And he makes like Indian food and he makes Chinese food and now he's into Korean food. He's made a couple of things.
Ooh.
I made gumbo last night in the slow cooker, and then I also do like spaghetti, pasta things, but
Yeah,
he
I'm a
does
pasta
all of
person.
the fancier like stuff. So
That's Azel too. Yeah.
So we take turns, and then
Okay.
my son made some Hungarian goulash the other day. So everybody's cooking dinner. But
Yeah.
if they weren't here, I would probably, you see what happens when I'm left to my own devices. I would be eating Halo Top right out of the cart.
you'll be cooking for your dog.
So, but because they are here, we are
Yeah.
cooking like actual dinners, and
Exactly.
yeah, my husband's really good. Oh, and he's baking bread, which that's why my jeans are
I
tight.
keep seeing the posts. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, the bread ones are killing me because we went gluten-free like right before everything happened because I was
Oh,
having such
wow.
bad tummy problems. And people are like, I made my sourdough. I've got my starter. And I'm like, like I'm just dying looking at the bread and I'm just salivating and then I have to like scroll up.
You can make gluten-free bread. I bet you could get the ingredients easier.
We have the gluten-free. The only thing is this is what's so sad is that gluten is what makes bread, fluffy and sticks everything together. And so gluten-free just is like sad kitty
Cardboard.
litter. Yeah.
Aw.
It's like
Yeah.
sad sand kitty litter texture. So we made an apple crisp.
Yeah,
go ahead.
we
What
just
were you
need
gonna
to
say?
We just need to do a call to arms because there are gluten-free eaters in our theater community. So
Yeah.
send Laura your gluten-free recipes.
Recipes.
Help. Show
That
her if
aren't
you have one.
sandy kitty litter recipes because
challenge. We're having a gluten-free
Well, yeah,
challenge.
and it
for Laura.
doesn't have to be that way if you go
No.
that route. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you can be gluten-free and still fun, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Partying with the gluten-free. Yeah. So are y'all watching anything in particular? I feel like I'm not watching as much, but I'm getting things done. Like I'm finishing shows.
I was texting Jen about this yesterday, but Mrs. America I'm all about
It's
it.
on the list.
That is the show. It is so good. It's Rose
good.
Byrne as Gloria Steinem, Kate Blanchett as Phyllis Schlafly, Orange is the New Black, Crazy Eyes. She's in it too.
She's Shirley Chisholm,
Oh,
and then Tracy
Ullman plays Betty
Ah.
Friedan. It's fantastic. It's just so well acted. Even though watching it, like my blood pressure was going up yesterday watching it. I texted Jen. I was like, oh my God. But I highly recommend it. It's women centric. It's about the ERA, them trying to ratify the ERA, and Phyllis Schlafly is going against it. I really didn't know a lot about any of this. Like I knew,
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea who she was
Yeah.
before I started watching it. So it's been
vaguely did.
fun just like researching it, and it's a show it's just like a nice breath of fresh air because it's not too intense, and it's just nice to see that many women on the screen who are so diverse and different, and it's a good period piece. I wasn't sure about Rose Byrne as Gloria Steinem, but it actually really works nicely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What
works.
station is it on? Is it FX?
FX on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Hulu, yeah.
Cool. So people can watch it on Hulu. Keel, are you watching anything in particular right now, you and Greg?
Greg has been working his way through the horror franchises of Nightmare and Jason. And so we, on our We recently had our anniversary for our engagement, and I lovingly said we could watch Freddy versus Jason. It was actually a lot of fun. But mostly been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which
Yeah.
I had been saving it for like a hurricane, and I'm looking for this lengthy ass hurricane. Comedy, fabulous. And we've also been watching Making It, which is Nick Offerman and Poehler's like crafting
Oh yeah, Amy
show.
Poehler.
It's so wholesome and pure and happy and fun, and that's been a lot of fun. And last night we just got weird and started watching X-Men the animated series, and I'm having an amazing time because the 90s art is all these like thick people. It's like upon watching with my 2020 eyes, it's like, look at these juicy superheroes. It's fun.
Sorry, her hair, she just woke up. So she
child.
she looks like a wild
Oh, she
child.
looks like a little muñeca. She's so cute.
She's so cute. Oh my god.
She's shoving popcorn in her face and
She's
stuff.
grown so much,
Well done.
Laura.
Oh yeah, we just
Yeah.
measured her. She grew from December. She's grown 3 inches,
I was
three
gonna
and a
say
half
because I saw her
inches.
in January when we
Wow.
were doing Beckett. She's precious.
When the time
thank
comes,
you
I'll
so
take her
much.
pants shopping because it's
Yeah.
hard up.
Yeah, she's got to get bigger pants. But we're changing all her dresses into. Funny thing is, we're changing all her dresses into short shirts. So now I just have to go buy biker shorts because she still fits in the top.
They're in
just
style
too
right
long.
now. They're making
Smart.
a comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biker
Trish, what are
shorts.
you watching?
We saw, I feel like we're behind with stuff. We saw The Mandalorian.
Ooh,
Loved that. I love
Like,
Baby
that's
Yoda.
good.
Yes.
I want Baby Yoda. That's a baby I want. I'll let you know how it goes. I love, this is stupid, but I love Nailed It. Have you guys seen Nailed It?
Yes. Yeah, we blew through it
Like,
too.
it's the cooking show. Hey, honey.
Yes.
Yes. It's the baking show, but they're like all like really terrible amateur bakers.
Yes. Yes.
It's
I could go on
hilarious.
that show.
It's so good. And
There's
that's
actually-
like our
One of the contestants is from Houston. Her name is Jordan, and she works at Stages in the development department. And she went on as a
Yes!
contestant. Yeah, with the fabulous
I
rainbow
saw
hair.
her.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw her. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, it said that she was worked in the theater or something, but I didn't know who she was. Oh, that's super cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
awesome.
really funny show. Yeah.
Are you watching
Um,
anything else?
We're almost done with Through the Loop on Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep he's telling me the name. Tales from the Loop.
I think
It's Tales from the Loop. It's okay. It's okay. It's up and down. We watched Indiana Jones last night, so we're going through them. I'm very excited about
Oh
that.
yeah.
I love
We're
that.
going through all the Star
That's a good
Wars
idea.
again too, except for the prequels. I'm not going to watch those.
Yeah.
That's it really. Like that's all I can really think of. I don't have Hulu, but I do want to see Mrs. America.
Miss America. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that
putting
looks
that on
really
my
good.
list. Putting it on my
Mhm.
It's
list.
good.
Do it.
I also blew through Mrs. Maisel last.
What?
I actually really liked it. At first I wasn't sure, but it's really good. It's good. And it's
Yeah.
a light watch. Amazon original programming is very good. From the ones
Yeah.
I've seen of it, it's very good. And but they always end after like 4 seasons, like 3 to 4. That's like their lifespan.
Yeah.
But Mrs. Maisel, the marvelous Mrs. Maisel is very good.
Very good show. Very good. Tony
If you were
Shalhoub's
in
in
the
that show.
50s, Ariana, if you were in the 50s, you would dress like her.
Oh,
Totally.
God, yes.
Yes.
Right? She's
my
always like
God.
perfect.
She has the
Matching
best
shoes with
clothes
gloves and hats.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, everything. Oh
And
yeah.
I could totally see you rocking like a little half veil.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Anna would be the
Yes.
one that had all of the stuff right, just like Mrs. Maisel.
I
That would
did
be
that
like
work
Susie.
for my wedding.
Jen, I would be a Susie too. Don't worry. I totally would be a Susie with
I
you.
put a flower in my hair so you wouldn't notice the rest of
Awesome.
it.
It looks cute.
I love it. I love it. Jen, what are you watching besides Miss America? Is there anything else?
Well, at the beginning of the stay-at-home stuff, I decided to watch the American Office, which I had always avoided. For some reason, I was prejudiced against
Yeah.
it because I really like the British one. And I blew through the whole thing, of course, by myself, because Steve doesn't like most of the shows. He's very particular, and I watch all kinds of garbage. The only thing I had not watched is that Tiger King, because I just don't think I want to go there.
Don't do it. I did it and I regretted it. Like, I
Yeah,
was just like,
it makes you feel really gross by the
Yeah.
end. Like,
Yeah.
like you feel like I remember feeling sad like the
Yeah.
second to last episode, and I was like,
I just don't want to see that. But
Yeah,
I've
me either.
I'm watching Mrs. America. I like to watch Call the Midwife. It's a
that was a
PBS.
good one. I like that one.
I watched
Yeah.
that. I started watching that HBO one. I think it's HBO Run, because I like
Yeah.
what's her name, Merritt Weaver. I really
think so,
like her
yeah.
as an actress, but so far I'm not that into it.
Yeah. The first episode, I think that's all I've gotten through so far. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Cute.
I haven't figured out what the point is. But
I was
Me
trying to
same
say,
here.
not to be confused with Tiger King, but there's a movie called Tiger Hunter on Netflix. that
Yes.
I've seen the trailer. It looks insane.
go for it. There's as a cat lover, there's one like at the beginning, but you don't see anything because obviously there's a tiger hunter. Don't worry. And then the rest of the movie is uplifting and precious and a great ensemble and just stunningly beautiful. So
but they don't kill the tiger.
They kill
No.
a tiger in the 70s at the beginning, but just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But
that's
it
good to
happened a
know.
long time ago, so
Yeah.
Okay.
And it like ate a child. So like it's
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiger King feels like, have y'all ever stopped at Buc-ee's and like have just gone like crazy with all of the stuff? Like you just buy everything. You're like, I need a brisket sandwich and I need the Buc-ee's popcorn.
That's
And
what
I
we
need-
did before Trisha's bachelorette party.
See, okay. So this is how I feel. It's like a trip to Buc-ee's where I eat everything in the car ride home within like 2 hours and then you just feel sick. That's
Yeah.
kind of how I felt after Tiger King.
That's
I'm
a
just like,
great analogy because that's so true.
you just eat all that junk that you think is going to make you feel good. And at first you're like, brisket sandwich. And you're like loving it. And then suddenly you get down to like the last like Buc-ee's little popcorn and you're like, oh, I feel so sick. Like, yeah, that's what it feels like.
Just
So I'm going to
scary.
say, don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm not watching that either.
Yeah,
No.
don't. So I know Jen has Lola and Keel has Cheese. Ari, do you have a pet? And Trish, did you and Phil ever get, I know y'all talked about a dog at one point. Did you ever get a puppy?
We haven't, but funny you should mention it because we just reapplied at Friends for Life because your application's good for 6 months.
Yeah.
And we just reapplied over there and got accepted. So we're looking at their dogs. There's one in particular that we have our eyes on, and there's like a waiting list for the dog. I know. I know. I'm like, okay. So if it's meant to be, it'll happen. We'll see. But then we also applied for the Houston Poodle Rescue as well. We haven't heard back yet from them. So yeah, so we've applied to a couple of places to putting it out there. Yeah, we want a puppy, or we would want a dog. Not
Yeah.
It's a good time because you're both
Yeah.
home.
Yeah,
I'm
know,
sending
you're
good
home.
vibes. Sending good
Exactly.
vibes your
Thank
way.
you.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I
Keel,
would love
how's
for y'all-
Cheese do? Oh,
Cheese-
what were you gonna say, Keel? Yo, no, you
Cheese
go,
is-
you go.
Yeah, cheese is
What
fine,
were you-
but I wanted to say I would love to see Patricia with a poodle because it would be like the beginning of 101 Dalmatians when people are walking the dogs that look like them, and your beautiful curls paired with
Yeah.
the poodle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
Mhm.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Thank you.
You need a chocolate poodle. That's what you need.
A chocolate
That's
poodle.
your-
Yes.
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 Not your hair.
To match my hair, my poodle hair.
Jen, how's Lola doing?
She's over here sleeping.
Aw, Lolita.
She had a bath today, and it's very traumatic for everyone involved.
Oh no. Yeah, I've been cutting Molly's hair for like the last 3 days because we usually take her to the groomers, but she has
Aw.
gotten like crazy long hair. So I cut her bangs the other day and I have shaved her body 3 times and it's still so long. I don't even know like what kind of clippers they use at the groomers, but I need to buy them because I'm literally going through her fur and my clipper
Oh.
just dies because she's got so much hair. And I'm like, girl, you're killing me here. So yeah, it's been like a 3-day event outside with Molly between my legs and me trying to shave her. And Izzy trying to throw the hair everywhere like confetti. She's crawling around. Ari, do you have a pet?
No, mainly because we live in an apartment on the 3rd floor, and it's just not a thing that we're ready for yet. We need to one thing at a time.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I'm like obsessed with the idea of a corgi. So I don't know why. I don't really know how much purpose they serve other than just that they're really cute.
It's a kitty cat.
But I really want one eventually. Oh, she's so cute.
Well, they're good
Yeah,
footstools.
not yet.
They're just the right height.
Yeah. I love corgis. They're cute.
They're just so
Too cute.
God.
I'm gonna wait. You gotta come back over this way because you can't be on that side. Okay, you just.
Hi, Izzy.
She's so
Okay.
cute.
Hi,
She's
Izzy.
gorgeous.
She is so cute that it
So
keeps her from getting
sweet.
into trouble because the moment she does anything bad, we're like, oh, I can't yell at you. Just, oh God, you're so cute. So yeah, the disciplining isn't great because when it comes to the word no, she just kind of looks at us and smiles and walks away.
Well,
So I'm
they're
like,
always-
Wow.
It looks like
As you
she's
can
got a
see,
good
it's a
grip on
zoo.
cocktail hour with
Yeah.
that bottle there. She's hitting it.
yeah, okay, so we were supposed to get rid of the bottle at 12 months and we didn't because she's kind of a little manipulator. And so she knows that she does not want to drink milk out of her sippy cup. And we will put milk in her sippy cup and she's like, no, thanks. And I'm like, no, really, you've got to drink it. And she's like, mm. And then she won't drink the rest of the day. And I'm just like, I need you to drink. So yeah, we've done the day the bottle has been lost a couple of times, and it's like the worst days of our lives. So we let her have it every now and then. So we're waiting. Ayla and I need to look at the schedule and try to figure out when we can do the day the bottle gets lost again. And have the full effect of it, because by midnight you're already giving it back to her because you just can't take it. And she's that smart. She's just like, I will wait until they give it to me. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
But one
That's
time
impressive.
I was doing a summer camp with some students, and I was the site supervisor, so I was running the camp. But there was a kindergarten classroom that came out, and there's 2 adult teachers and a like row of baby duck little 5-year-olds, and
Yeah.
they're solemnly walking in a line together. And the front teacher is holding this like dry erase marker,
yeah.
and I'm just watching, and she's like, we're fine. But I find out that the dry erase marker, what she was writing, ran out of ink, and she was like, oh, marker's dead. And the kids were like, what? She's like, oh no, it's just out of ink. It's like,
Oh, wow.
and they were like,
Yeah.
it's died. And she was like, we'll have a funeral for it at recess. And she was like,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
like had this very like serious ceremony where they carried it over and like put it in the ground and put some leaves on it. And then every day after that, the kids wanted to play funeral for 2 weeks. But they were a part of saying goodbye to the marker. and,
Yes,
like,
to the
I kept
goodbye.
finding, like,
Yeah.
dead
Maybe the
pencils
bottle
and-
needs a funeral.
We need to bury the bottle. We will
Or-
do a
or-
funeral.
Perhaps not. That might be a little too morbid, but like maybe let her pick out her new cup that she'll be drinking milk out of, her, like put her in charge of it, as opposed to we took this thing from you and you're short.
Exactly.
back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
just
that's a great idea. We will
I
try
have an
that.
aggressive cat, not children, but good luck.
No, I'm all about it. I'm one of those parents that like, if somebody gives me like a suggestion, I'm like, I'm doing it. It's done. It's on the schedule where it's because I don't know what the F I'm doing most of the time. So yeah, I'm just like, if this is going to work, it's going to work. My mom said that when my niece had to get rid of the bottle, she ended up walking it to the trash can and said, it's got to go. It's bad. It went bad. Sorry. And they threw it away. She cried for a little while and then that was it. So I'm like, maybe the bottle just needs to go bad as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's a good idea.
You could throw it away. That's when you discover Izzy is a baby Yoda with like telekinetic powers.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yes. Yes. She's obsessed with the trash can too. The trash can and the toilet. I can't get her away from either one of them, which is disgusting. So yes. So yeah. Kids are gross, guys. They're gross. They do gross things.
Well, a
Oh,
cat
were we
threw
gonna
up on me today, so
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Yeah. It
it's
happens.
a zoo
Yeah.
around here. So it's yeah.
It does. We woke up the other day and Molly had vomit on the sofa and I was like, oh my God. So we had to buy a steamer to clean our sofa because we
Oh,
can't
wow.
have people come and service. And I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, this is the last thing we need to worry about right now. Then Molly's like, I didn't do anything. And she's just kind of walking around like, so I'm like, great. But we're nearing the end. I wanted to ask you guys, is there are there any beauty services that you wish you would have done before you went into isolation?
My roots, definitely. Yeah.
My bangs.
Yeah.
I cut them a little
bangs,
bit, but I don't want to
roots.
go overboard.
Mine was my mustachio. I had to pluck it myself. Yeah. Yeah.
I really, really, really want a pedicure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish I had
yes.
had a pedicure before. Yeah.
Yeah, like that would have been like the last thing you did. Like right
Yeah.
before they said we're closing down, you would have run to the salon and just said, "Do my feet really quickly." Yeah,
If
know.
I knew it was closing down, I would have gone there that day.
Yeah. Just cut it. Just do it. Yeah, it would have been that way. Keel, how about you? Are you missing anything or wishing?
Definitely, I'm on the pedicure train because my feet are far away. Also, my husband is being very sweet. He's growing out his hair during this quarantine process, which I find fun. But I've sworn that as soon as we come out of it, I'm going to get a haircut.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually bring back an early look of mine, and I'm going to bring back bangs because I used to have some.
Yes.
Ooh.
I have footage
Nice.
here of little baby Keel.
Oh,
I think
I
that'd be
love it.
adorable.
You're gonna get fringe. You're gonna
I
get
had-
fringe.
I had bangs for a long, long time, but I'm not doing it until they're professionals to help me out with that process. So
Yes.
Yeah,
we'll
good
have a
idea.
celebratory hacking on the other side of this.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Are y'all doing any self-care at home right now? Whether it beauty or meditation or anything? Are you making sure that something gets done every day or to take
For
care
me,
of
it's
yourself?
been my workouts and walking. I try to make
Yeah.
sure I get outside and walk a couple times a week, and I will take long walks just around my neighborhood, nowhere in particular. And
Yeah.
I've been really trying to make sure I get a little bit of time outside each day, whether that's just briefly, like just a prayer or just a couple of breaths outside, or like, hey, I'm going to take a walk today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Trish?
Every morning, we spend a little bit of time in prayer and reading, and then we do try to get a walk in every day and a workout in every day. What else? Like just make sure that we have like music on and that it's happy. Or we've been really like into like 90s.
Yeah.
And it's just something about like that's comforting about like music from our youth.
It's like Barbarella's on a Thursday at your house.
Yes,
but
girl,
every day.
yes, exactly. So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keel, are you doing anything in particular, like
Yeah,
physically, mentally?
Yes. Some of them need a refill in a second here, but we've been crafting. Greg has been sewing masks and making puppets.
Cool.
I've been doing things that I don't normally do, one of which is singing lessons with Allie the Lines.
Oh, that's awesome.
It terrifies me, but it's an on-theater thing and something I can practice alone, my poor neighbors. And then I've also been doing some painting, which is fun too.
I saw that. Was that a paint by number or did you do
hell
that?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No.
I need
Yes.
one of those.
I
Ordered
recommend
some from Etsy that were cacti, but I don't know when they're going to get here because of
Yeah.
the whole shipping situation. But yeah,
Mhm.
I did that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows when they're gonna come in? Jen, what are you doing? What are you doing for self-care?
I do exercise every day. I have pretty much every day. I have a treadmill now. I got a treadmill because you know, the gyms are closed and I'm old and I'm going to get fat, like fast. So also, you know, it keeps my anxiety from happening. So I use that and I pulled out the old school Denise Austin videos because I
Love
can't,
it.
I have no coordination. I can't do anything dancey and
Yeah.
everything has to be like really simple. Like, there's no way. I'll fall my face. Yeah. So, and I've been blogging and I watch it. I also have been teaching. So that keeps me busy during the day, but I find that it's like what Ariana said earlier. I have to keep a to-do list because you gotta find, when you're working at home, you gotta find a cutoff time.
Yeah.
It's like
'Cause
you
it can
went
go
home.
it can go all night. Yeah, it can.
Yeah, so I got Mildred's umbrella, admin stuff and everything that with the FemFest and that we're doing, and then teaching. And there has to be like a time when it all stops, and I don't even look at it anymore. So
Yeah.
I think that's self-care, is making sure you do that.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, that you have a cutoff.
Logging
Yeah.
off, disconnecting.
Perfect. Are there any personal projects y'all are working on that we can promote? Like anybody have a reading coming up or anything like that we can look out for? Or besides, we have the Asia Fest one that we know that is coming up. Keel, do you have any readings of your work anytime soon?
Yes, thank you for asking. We have Tooth and Tail in September. Again,
Okay.
I think it's something really nice to look forward to. It's a really sweet story. That will be fun whenever we get to it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm also a part of the Rec Room Writers Group, and we have 10 new plays by local playwrights being written.
Yeah.
We're still aiming to do the readings end of June, beginning of July.
Okay.
We'll see. But at
Perfect.
the very least, I'm a writing.
Yeah. Excellent. And Trish or Ari, do y'all have anything that are y'all doing any Zoom readings? Are you working on any pieces or anything?
Not right
No.
now. Yeah, not right now.
Cool. Okay. All right. Would
And
you
I-
want to? Or
Yeah,
would you want
that's
to?
great if you're not.
Yeah, it's also great if you're not. Exactly what Elizabeth said. Self-care.
Yeah, I think I'm not. I don't know how I feel about the online performance yet. So far, I'm just not.
It's weird.
I'm just not there. Yeah, I'm not there yet. But I
Got it.
appreciate and I appreciate everybody who's going for it. I'm not quite there yet.
Got it. How about you, Trish?
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. I mean, like honestly, like even doing this feels a lot, like a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah. But no, I think it's awesome that people are into Zoom performances. Man, like that's amazing. Do it. More power to you. It's not theater. Like for me, it's just it's just different, and I'm not there yet. And so yeah, I've got future projects that I'm excited about.
Cool.
Things out there that I'm kind of preparing for and stuff. But
Great.
yeah.
Excellent. Yay. Well, we're at 6:00 and I don't want to keep you guys too long because I know we've got to do dinner and at some point we've got to just kind of close off the work day. If you were teaching or if you have anything open on your computer, you probably want to close it out. And I've got grad school work. Like that never ends. And I've got to grade papers.
This too shall pass.
Yes. But I just want to thank you all for being here. Christy had to leave, but Christy as well. Thank you so much for joining me. It's therapeutic for me to be able to talk to other theater people in the community that are going through something very similar, and to know that, even though we are in isolation, that we're not alone out there, that our friends are doing well. We're checking in. Everybody's, if you're not happy, you're at least healthy. And that you're doing okay. So I wanted to just check in with you guys and see how you were doing. And Jen, if anybody wants to do a donation to Mildred's, where do they do that at?
They can go
On
to
your
our
website?
website. Yeah,
Okay.
mildredsumbrella.com.
Perfect. Excellent.
We have a Facebook page too. If they're on Facebook, they can just go to our site from there.
Wonderful. I will make sure to share that link when we share the recording of this. We're streaming now, but when we record it or send the stream or the video later on, I'll make sure to share. Any last thoughts before we go? Anything that you'd like to share or say before we depart?
Thank you, Laura, for
Thanks for having
Christy, hi, Christy.
She showed up for curtain call.
I saw you came in for the curtain call. Any last thoughts before we go?
Oh, thank you for
yeah,
talking
thank
to
you,
us.
Laura, for
My
organizing
pleasure.
Yeah,
and
thank
And
you.
for letting
so
us see your
awesome.
kid.
Yeah,
I missed Izzy.
Thank you.
Dang it.
You miss her.
She's playing in the ball pit right now. She's throwing
She's
balls
like the
everywhere.
cutest child ever.
She's straight out of a Pixar movie. She's gorgeous.
Yeah,
so
she feels
cute.
that way. I'll post a picture later. She looked like the bow. Do y'all know the bow from Disney Plus? Where it looks like the
The
dumpling.
short film.
She
Yes.
looked like the dumpling while she was sleeping today, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna eat your face."
That's so sweet.
Well, I don't want to keep y'all. So thank you so much for being with me
Thank you.
today.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Laura.
sharing your stories and what you're going through. I wish you well. If you need anything, please reach out. I'd love to help out with whatever we can. And if you need any help with Mildred, let the community know. We're more than happy to rally around you guys, however we
Thank
can.
you.
Yeah. Love you
Thank you
guys.
So much,
Love you
Laura.
too.
Thank
Love
you so
y'all.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Very good to see
Bye.
y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.